You can hear me okay? Okay.
This is working. Yes, all right, I think this is it. In this video, you're going to get a look at ochGlightbox. It's version 1. This is a launch party for it. There's a code that's going to give you a 100% discount. It's going to be a blast. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work livestream number 94 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. This video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru. Get a free site audit for your website, for your Joomla site or WordPress site if you have one of those. And while you're there, check out all the things you can do to manage your site or multiple sites. If you decide to subscribe, use the coupon code BASICJoomla and you'll get your first month free. All right, so apologies for being a little bit late today. We had to do some computer rebooting and restarting of the Zoom here with Ruud. And we will get to him in just a second. So you can't see this, but because this is a launch party, I have a banner here. Congratulations, Online Community Hub. There's a punch bowl over there. I've got a spread of food there. And in the backyard, for those of you that live close by, I've got a bouncy castle. So after the live stream, come on over and we will celebrate the launch of this new plugin. All right, so let's see. That's you can see Ruud in a tiny box right there. Let's see if I can make this split screen gallery view. There he is. Hello, Ruud.
Hi, Tim.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone can see you. Yeah. So sorry. Well, we've had a little bit of delay there, but there you go. That's life with computers, right? So let me, so Ruud, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been on the channel before, but if you want to just introduce yourself, and then we'll get into the story of ochGlightbox.
Okay, sure. I'm a little bit out of breath because I was in the castle in your backyard. Well, my name is Ruud van Lent. I've been an IT guy for as long as I can remember. I think it was computers that kept me from the streets. And I've been in working in the IT well for all my working life. I made a career move somewhere when I was a consultant. People were always hiring me to fix problems. And then I learned that the problems weren't always IT related, but were more often management related. So I went ahead and jumped into the leadership community to be a coach for managers and leaders, and that's also where Joomla came in for me. Yeah, because I'm fascinated by open source. And as a manager, you always are thinking how to motivate your people the best. And then when you have, for example, software engineering teams that do their job in a good way, and then when they go home, there is no manager telling them what to do, and they develop very beautiful programs without anybody telling them what to do, and it's just like magic here. So I'm really fascinated by how that works. So that's when I learned about servant leadership, where the leadership is not about yourself and your position and your salary and your bonus and your car and your cell phone, but it's all about the growth of your employees. Because if you can grow your employees, then you as a person, but also your company will grow.
Cool.
So I've been doing that for some time, but then I had to backtrack again to because my wife got sick, and I had to stop with everything I was doing. So I needed to work from home. So I started software development again, and what is a better place to do so than in the Joomla community?
Now the
so
last
I was running a. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was running a blog site for servant leadership in the Netherlands, and people asked me, "Hey, cool, can you create a blog site like that for me as well?" And I was saying, "Well, no, I'm not a website creator." But then I started saying, well, okay, I can do that. And the components and plugins I create are targeted at community functionality, community websites, and those sort of things.
Cool. So the last time you're on the channel, you're showing us OCH Simple Firewall. And then in between that time and now, I have a client in the UK who loves your extensions, OCH Blogger, OCH Blog, and we needed some customizations done, and we'll probably talk about that or show those someday. But on his site, he has a very particular need because the site is about, I cannot remember I don't know the acronyms. FCP, it's the editor in Apple. Oh man, it's just totally escaped my mind. It was because I always think F is for front, but it's something else. Someone maybe will chat it in the Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro, that's it. And so he wants he does plugins for Final Cut Pro, and so he has a site that has a lot of articles and a community, a forum. But he wanted we're working so that authors can upload their articles, but use full screen captures on their Retina devices. So we're talking like resolutions of I think that's double 1920, so almost 4,000 pixels across. So he wants those to be available, and if you clicked in a pop-up. But we're also trying to look for a solution where these guest authors or bloggers don't have to make a copy of an image, make a smaller one here, and create the pop-up. We wanted it just to happen. So we're using your plugin, OCH Responsive Images. So those huge images get resized and are always size appropriate on devices, but there was no automatic pop-up. So I asked you, could you create a pop-up feature in OCH Responsive Images? And then you said, well, yeah, you looked at it, you said actually it should probably be a completely separate plugin. And ochGlightbox, here it is today, version 1.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you how this works on my client site, and then I'm going to get you over to, we'll get some links happening, and Ruud's going to show us this. So on my client site, when you read an article, you see this like massive 4,000 pixel wide image resized properly, and not like actually resized, not just jammed in, but it's responsive, so it's the right size. It adjusts for the device that's being read. But on every one of those images now, automatically it's set up so that if you click on that image, it shows the full screen image. It goes to a certain height or width, and then if you double click on it, you actually see it filling the screen, and it's just automatic, and it's great. So that's what you're going to show us today.
Yep.
Let me show a few links here. I think it's a little bit different when I'm zooming, when I'm showing things on Zoom here. So let's see. Online Community Hub, there's your website right there. I'm going to paste that in chat. And also, here is the link to go to ochGlightbox.
Yeah, don't forget the coupon code.
No, I was just going to say that. So here's the coupon code, 100% discount on this plugin, while you watch the live stream, operators are standing by. Don't miss your opportunity. It is party time with an E on the end. PARTYTIME. Will lowercase or uppercase matter?
Yeah, do it uppercase.
Uppercase.
It shouldn't matter, but all uppercase.
All right, just a sec. I'm going to remove that message I just put there. Okay. Party time with an E on the end. All right, so you could head over if you don't have a profile already on the site. Go just there, hit the download. I'm already logged in, and you'll go through, download it, and you can install it. And then I'm just gonna make this disappear. Hey, there you are again. All right, so if you want to share your screen,
yeah, can I?
Yeah. Oh, I think
Says that you disabled screen sharing.
Yes, but I forgot to reset that when we had to restart everything. All right, there we go. That should work.
Let me see.
Your screen looks a lot like me. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's visible.
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay. So, should I take it from here, Tim?
Take it away, Rude. I'll be out in the bouncy castle if you need me.
Yeah, that would have been even a better voucher code, bouncing castle. Anyway, okay, like Tim said, he wanted to have a pop-up automatically placed on the images that were handled by OCR responsive images. And although I like the feature, I thought about it and I said, well, the Lightbox doesn't have anything to do with responsive images. So although it's technically possible, I'm going to combine two functionalities which, well, probably nobody will understand. So it's better to do a separate plugin for that. So Tim and I went looking for the pure JavaScript that could do the creation of the box and the gallery, and the swiping and the touch things and the zooming in the Lightbox. And we found actually ochGlightbox, which I'm pretty impressed with. This is the website for this open source JavaScript. It's 100% pure vanilla JavaScript, so it's not jQuery. That was a hard requirement for me. As you probably know, Joomla is also moving away from jQuery more and more, because, well, it doesn't add any value other than that you have to load a complete framework for it to work. So what I did was create a plugin that basically works around this ochGlightbox JavaScript. The cool thing about it is that everything in the plugin is customizable and overwritable. So although I have two layouts that you can use to show, for example, a gallery, everything can be customized with parameters, or you can do template overrides in Joomla. And when I say everything, I really mean everything. So that's a very important thing. So you're not, when you have a website and you want to have a cool looking gallery or pop-up, then you can fully customize it to the look and feel of that website.
Yeah, and
that's important.
Yeah, it's really neat because we just wanted a pop-up, and then you went looking for things, yeah. and this thing, so the ochGlightbox, it does the pop-ups, but it does a ton of stuff. Yeah,
it comes out of the box with a very clean pop-up, with swipe, with gestures, with everything on it that you can customize everything with CSS, but also with complete layout files override. So that was an important thing, which differentiated from other lightboxes and galleries in the Joomla sphere. Another important thing is that it's fully JavaScript, and it's no JavaScript in your HTML. So all the JavaScript that is needed is in the head of your page, and that's security best practice. So I've seen my share of gallery plugins that work okay and look beautiful. But when you then look at source codes of your page, then there's JavaScript and settings and things being copied left to right, and that's all in your HTML. And Google will not value that. So although these work, that's not the best practice, and all Java things related should be in the head of your HTML. So that's also it's not something you can see. When you look at it, you can only see it when you look at the source codes of the page. So that's also an important one. So it's following best practices, both for Joomla and also for JavaScript and HTML. Okay, I've created a demo site. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And as you can see, this is out of the box Joomla 3.9.22, I guess, the latest one.
Okay.
This is a demo site, so I have a bunch of my own extensions in there that are also available on my community hub. And when you go to plugins and you type in ochGlight, then you can see that it's here. It's a system plugin, and it's fully customizable. Is the screen size big enough?
Yeah, no, you're full screen here, so that's good.
Oh, okay. I've also got ochBlock on this system, which comes with the control panel where all my plugins are displayed, and this is in a pop-up editor. So it's a different way of showing. So I'm telling you because this is my preferred way. I don't have to search for my plugins.
Yeah.
In the plugin section, I can just see them here all and click on them. Okay, the most part I'm going to do from the front end. So let me just log in here and just start with an article. So I'm now editing an article, and what I will do is I will place some images in there. And, well, let's take this one. Insert. As you can see, this is a really big image. This is how bloggers do it. When they create a blog, they just push in an image. Doesn't matter how big it is, and and then what they do is they say, oh, wait a minute, and they then just edit the size.
Yes, but it stays big.
200. And it stays big, and that's bad. That's really bad, because then you have a big image which is scaled down, and Google says, "Why are you using that big image? You can use a scaled down image." So I'm showing you here anyway. Let me just quickly save this. So here is the image, and as you can see in the when I inspect it, it's an image of 1920 wide, 2450 high. So this is really too big. I'll show you another extension. I've disabled it currently, but when I enable responsive images, and I just refresh the screen twice. Oh. Then you can see that the image is not that big anymore, and it's a WebP format.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the screen size that the visitor is, it takes the correct image size. So if he's on a wide screen, it takes a big image. If it's on a small screen, it will take the small image, and it converts to WebP.
And WebP is the latest, greatest format for images on web pages.
Yeah, it is. It is. Only Safari is not supporting it, but when you visit this site with Safari, then it will serve the JPEG image.
Okay.
So OCH responsive image will see that it's a Safari browser. Okay. So please know that I use large images just for this demo purpose, and that's not how I normally run a website.
No, but
see,
the great thing for my client is that we don't have to train all the bloggers to resize on upload or only upload images or screenshots to do all that. They can upload as big as they want, and it's not going to affect page load speed.
Yeah, correct. And I've run a blog site for many years. I've done a lot of image resizing, manually or with an editor, an image editor built into Joomla. But the problem is that when you switch templates, then maybe you want to have a different size of image, and you can't because you resize it smaller. So you lose the source, or you keep the source, and then you have complete administration of large images. So OCH responsive images for me are really, not a lifesaver, but a real time saver. Okay, so I just disabled it. Now how OCH, just show you how the Lightbox plugin works, how easy it is I select the image, and then I add a class name, ochGlightbox. It can be anything, it's configurable. I update it. Save the article. Still the same image, but when you hover it now, you see that it's zoomable. And here you have it. It zooms the image, and it takes the alt information as a text.
Okay. Now, and you can click it one more time and make it even bigger, right?
Yeah, I can zoom in.
Yeah, and then that's the thing that my client really liked, is because now, even though the images are bigger than will fit on a screen, you can move around and look exactly at what you want.
Yeah, so it's as simple as adding a class name. Let me just add a second image. Another building, this one. Let's take this one. Insert. Oop, what did I do?
As the Lightbox, when I click the second image, it also has a Lightbox. So there are now, you have two Lightboxes on one page, but you can also have multiple images in one Lightbox, and then your page starts to look a little bit more like a gallery. And that's a setting that we can do in the backend. So when you go to the Lightbox plugin, and then in the automatic configuration, there's the Lightbox mode. And here you can switch between Lightbox and gallery. By the way, all the documentation is on tooltips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Here you see also the class name. You can take any class name you like. Okay, so when I save this, it will complain about the download ID. But when I refresh now, what you will see is that I still now I have one Lightbox with 2 images, because I can switch to the second one and back and forth.
Nice.
And when you click on the second image, then it opens and I can switch to the other one.
And whatever image you click on first is the first one in the slideshow.
Is the one in the slideshow. Yeah, but that's also configurable. Because when you go down here, you can see you can have some open effects, some built-in open and close effects. You can choose if you want to have the close button in the Lightbox, if you want to have touch navigation, swiping, and there is a start at. So when you have, for example, 10 images and you say start at 5, then no matter which image you click, it will always start the gallery with the 5th image. Which is actually the 4th image, because the numbering starts with 0.
This would be really nice when, when sometimes you go to sites and you're looking at a plugin or something and they have some screenshots and you have to click one and then you have to click back and then click another one for them just to be automatically that way to come up as a gallery.
Yeah. Okay. So now I've done the description to the right. Yeah, you can set a loop, which means that when you are at the last image, you can click the next image, which will be the first image again. And there are a lot of settings here. So just let me refresh the page. Okay, the text is now on the right side. I can click. This was the last image, but now because loop is yes, now I can. It will go to the first image again when in the last one. Okay, so just let me remove the class name from the image, which will remove the Lightbox functionality. So there's no Lightbox functionality here, and now let's see what we did for your customer. Because this is what the integration with responsive images can do.
Now Bjorn just asked in chat, can you have both gallery and the default on one site?
Yeah, combinations are possible.
Okay, so
I'll show you that in a minute.
Okay, great.
Okay, so for responsive images, I can say add a class name. So it will make the images responsive, and to each image I can add a class name. So I'll add the class name ochGlightbox.
And you're doing this in OCH responsive images. You're putting that.
Yeah. So what will happen now is that OCH responsive images will make these images responsive. And as you can see, it adds the class automatically.
Nice.
So that's what we did for your customer.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
Yeah. And let me just switch that off again. Disabled. Yeah. Okay. So there are. The question was, can we also add a gallery in a different way and combine things? And that's something we can do. And the way it works is that there is a tag configuration for galleries.
Okay.
And then you just add this tag into your text, and it will be replaced with the gallery. So where do you put your images? You can configure here a base directory and some default settings. You can I've now currently 2 layouts: a Flexbox, which is a one-line layout, and a masonry, which will shuffle the image in a wall. The preview image width size, we'll see what that is in a minute. And if you want to render arrows, that's when you are setting up your site. It's a handy feature. So just let me go to Content, Media. Where is it? ochGlightbox. That was my base directory.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will do now is I'll create a new directory, and I call this gallery 01. And then I will upload a whole bunch of images in there. Yay, dog images.
Yeah, no, we didn't see you selecting images because that's not captured on your screen, but you just went, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Dog images.
All the images are in there. And the directory is called gallery 01. So now in my blog, I can just type in the tag ochGlightbox. There is gallery 01. Save it. This will take some time because it's now generating thumbnails for all the images. And now here you have the gallery with all the images in it.
Mm.
With, of course, the Lightbox functionality.
Nice.
So I can change that, for example, because now we have the flex box, which is one line.
Okay.
I can change that to masonry, and the preview image width is 200 pixels. So the width of these images is 200 pixels.
Okay.
And that can be anything. I just reload it. And then you see that you have a wall with all the images fitted in there. Yeah, with the same functionality, just click it. And now let me set up another one. Media. Create a folder, gallery 02. Upload.
I like that. I really like that wall feature. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was on in the chat with Alison.
Okay.
And she showed me what she was using, and I said, that's really simple. It's just a couple of lines of CSS and HTML, and I did it for demonstration purposes. So it's now a new layout in there.
Cool.
And the more ochGlightbox matures, the more I will be adding.
Yeah. It's pretty powerful for a version 1. You know, it's got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah. So what I can do now is just let me ochGlightbox. There is gallery 02. Save.
Can you use a different path for the gallery, or does it have to be in the GLightbox folder that you specified?
No. You can set in the configuration the base there.
Okay. But could you have a gallery in different, like, could you have a gallery that pulls from directory 1/gallery 1 and then another gallery that pulled from directory 2/gallery 2?
I haven't tested that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. No, it's just
So
just a question.
It wasn't a requirement for me. Okay,
Yeah,
so now you see that we have the dogs, gallery 1, and we have the butterflies, gallery 2,
Okay.
which are both masonry galleries, so
Yeah.
walls, because we said that in the configuration.
Okay.
But I don't want the butterflies to be the masonry wall. I want them to have the Flexbox layout.
Okay.
And this is every single setting of GLightbox you can set as a tag parameter.
Okay.
So I'm going to gallery 2 and I just type in layout Flexbox. Refresh. Oh, there we are. This is so the dogs are still on masonry, and this one is in the Flexbox in the single line.
Nice.
The images are too big, so I'll make them smaller. But to do that I need to cheat my cheat because I don't remember all the parameters by heart. There are too many. Let me just have a quick look. Preview with. Here it is. So, gallery 2 will have a preview width of. Did I say they were too small or too big?
Too
big. I'll make them 100.
I think you said they were too big.
Have a quick look. Yeah, they are lazy loading.
Yeah.
Let me see, because it's not. That shouldn't matter. Let me see if I can take another one.
Is that Zoo? Okay, yeah.
Zoom. So there's something. I'm not sure why this is isn't working. Maybe something with the cache. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is the error message. So I now typed in a directory which is not non-existent, and it'll give you an error. No images found in. So you can toggle that message on and off, and it also logs everything into a log file.
So that's coming in.
Everything it does.
That'll come in the future version.
Probably, yeah.
Cool. So if on that page you want it to set individual images in the article to just be a pop-up, but you also want to have a gallery, you could have both then.
Yeah. As you can see here, it's a gallery and an individual pop-up.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's not popping up because I disabled OCH responsive images.
Yeah.
But if I set this image again, the class name, this one as well. Save. So now this is together with the other one, with the single image gallery.
Yeah.
And if you don't want that, then you need to set that in the configuration. Oh, that's the wrong configuration, sorry. Lightbox mode. So now this is a single lightbox.
Yeah.
I cannot go back and forth.
Okay. And you have the gallery on the page.
We have the gallery, and as you can see, you can swipe or click, etc.
Okay.
Not sure how that works with the mouse.
Now, on other pages that would have a couple of pictures, if you did want it to be to have the gallery option for swiping, you have to choose one or the other for the whole site.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's because they are automated.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So basically, that's this is how it works. Let me see. Yeah, and of course, yeah, the basic configuration, you can say that you want to enable it on a certain extension.
Okay.
So if you are sure that you're only going to do this in COM content, then you choose articles.
And then that
is the COM content component.
And then once you select one, all the others are excluded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's either select nothing and then it will work on every page, or it will work only on articles.
Okay.
But that's for the tags.
Very nice.
So there's a lot to configure. Now the really cool thing is something that I don't do that much. But I'm now running on the ProtoStart template. And I can create an override. It's the system plugin, and here it is. So now it should be somewhere here. And here you see all the Flexbox gallery, the masonry gallery. You can even edit the error message.
Oh.
You see, it's a very simple. It adds the CSS file.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you don't add this in the view, but you do it in the plugin. But I've added it to the template because now you can even overwrite the CSS file that should be loaded. So when you have your own CSS file, you can just skip this one and load your own in there. And this is actually the error you saw earlier. So
okay.
it's a div with an error message. And the Flexbox, it's equally simple. Same as the masonry. It's not that it's very easy to create. As you can see here, the galleries.
Okay.
This is the Lightbox slide. That's so you can even the gallery, the template names that start with gallery.
Oh.
That are for this one.
Yeah.
And this is the Lightbox. So you can change the buttons, you can change the close, you can change everything you like.
Cool.
Via a simple template override. So now when I say in the, I put in here an H1, then that should item. It's there. So it's as easy as that.
That's great. It's so nice to take out as many steps as possible to just get things working and have those options.
Yeah. So the preview images that are created here, they are created dynamically, and they are created in the directory of the gallery. So when I go, this is where for example, the gallery 1 now has a preview directory, and in the preview directory are the thumbnails.
Oh, okay.
And you can just delete them, and they will be recreated.
And if you're changing sizes for things, you probably should delete them, right?
No.
No, okay.
Because size is part of the thumbnail name. So it says here 200.
Okay.
That's the size, and 90. That's the quality.
Now, but if you switch to 180 for quality, would you end up with double set?
Yeah.
Okay, so
the 200 and 180.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's you can. Let's see. Yeah, 150, 90.
Okay.
And 290. So once you finalize it, just delete the whole template preview directory.
Yeah, and then just generate them again.
And then they'll regenerate once again. It's working on Joomla 4 as well.
Good.
I had a customer who had the PHP memory limit set very low from his provider.
Okay.
And that crashed his site. It gave him a white page.
Okay.
And the reason is that processing images takes place in memory.
Yeah.
So when you have a large image and you have not enough memory assigned, then there is no room for error handling.
Yeah.
Because there's no memory left. So what I've done now in the 1.0 release, the new feature is that it calculates how much memory it needs. And then it checks, do I have this memory still left? And if not, you'll get an error saying your memory is set too low, and it will go to the next image.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's also what happened with when you did the video on OCH responsive images.
Yeah.
And you pushed in a lot of these large images, and then you got a white page.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Which you were watching on vacation.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So I learned from there.
Well, it's been really fun working on this with you, and because I just, when you started saying, well, this is an issue, and I think maybe that should be a separate plugin for this reason, and this is happening, that, and I thought, oh yeah, that's why you get paid the big bucks, because there's just...
Yeah, you always say that, but I get paid with vouchers today.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, everybody's going to check out your other extensions, and I know OCH blog is something I really want to show people what's happening there, because you customized it to work with Community Builder, which is really is something else that we're using. So
yeah, it's basically also 100% Joomla working with custom fields, so no K2 or Easy Block with a complete own system.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see here, the block management,
Yeah.
But also the author's overview. Well, there's only one author on this site.
Yeah.
With an author page.
No, that's cool.
It's all from OCH blog.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that that plugin because it's really, really great, and I think a lot of people are going to find a use for it, and it's exciting to see how it grows or what other features make their way in there. But it's already so feature rich, and yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And thanks for coming on today. Is there anything else? Does that cover everything from ochGlightbox?
From my end, it does.
Yeah, no, I think it covers everything too, more than I knew about it. So.
Yeah. If anybody has ideas for a layout, like we have now the Flexbox or the masonry, or comes up with a layout itself, please, you know where to find me on my forum.
Yeah.
And we'll integrate it, because that's what I feel is how the community should work. Ideas, innovation should come from the community, and not just from the guy with the big box.
Well, that's good. I cannot see your video of. Oh, there you are down there. How do I get?
There I am.
There you are. Good.
Yeah.
Bretzi says, yeah. Oh, Chuck suggested maybe a bouncy house layout. You could have that. You could drop an image, drop something, and then have all the pictures all bounce around.
Okay. Yeah. Everything is possible.
And Bretzi said, yeah, grid. Bjorn said grid layout is cool.
Yeah. It's simple CSS. So there is a masonry plugin, JavaScript. But this is just a few lines of CSS, and it works on almost all browsers, except the very old ones.
Yeah. Now, you run Windows or Mac?
Linux.
Oh, Linux. Okay.
Open source all the way.
Okay, because when we were working and getting you back on the screen, I said maybe try rebooting or whatever it is that you Mac people do. But then I thought, oh, wait a second, I don't think he's Mac. So.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. All right. So after this plugin, what's the next one you're doing?
Yeah, I'm currently on a custom project for a customer.
Okay.
For creating advertising extension, but especially for affiliates.
Okay.
For a very large blog site where people, where the community can share and earn money for sharing, etc. So that's a really nice one. And I'm a big fan of RD subscriptions. Mm-hmm. There's a subscription extension that I use myself for the Joomla downloader, etc. So everything, when somebody, the voucher, it comes from that extension. Everything comes from that extension. But I also use it on my blog site. So people can say, hey, I want to be a blogger, and then they pay a fee, and then RD Subscriptions does the invoice, the payment, etc. Okay. But the developer stopped because he didn't have energy enough to make the jump to Joomla 4, because that's really, really a lot of work. And people say it's easy, but it's not. There's a lot of work, refactoring, etc. So he just pulled the plug on his extension, and I was, well, shoot. So I forked it for my personal use, and I was already working with him 2 years on it, bringing in my own features and helping him solve bugs. So that will be my next extension to make that an OCH subscriptions, which will be Joomla 4 ready, etc., etc.
Nice.
So and then I'm done, I guess.
Oh, then you're done. There won't be any.
Then I'm on 15 or 16 extensions, and I have to maintain them all.
Well, I don't know. I'm still going to see what I can come up with an idea for you. So.
Yeah. I'm always open for good ideas. Yeah.
William says he really likes the firewall extension. I really like it too. OCH firewall, simple firewall. I actually on that same client site because he was getting a lot of bot spam on the forum. So we put the reCAPTCHA on there, so that stops a lot. But there's still a percentage getting through on reCAPTCHA, and so I put a OCH simple firewall on there and started just blocking the IPs, and from the list that the list that's maintained, and so that cut down on a bunch. We still get some through. But then it just leaves a little bit for people to moderate. I mean, we could close it right off, but we don't want to make it so hard for people to create an account and post because it's a very active forum. So,
yeah. What I'm also looking at is the OCH firewall actually has plugin events. So I'm looking at the Kunena forum, that when you mark something there as spam, that it will automatically put that IP on the OCH simple firewall block list.
That would be great, because that's so I have the guy that is moderating that forum. That's one of his steps. After he removes the spam and after he removes the account, then he goes and adds the IP. So now, and I know that Kunena is not your extension, but in a perfect world, I would love to have a button where you clicked and it deleted the post, deleted the user, and blocked their IP. That would be cool. But I do not have the bucks yet to pay anyone to program that for me. So I don't want to come to the rude wish tree too often saying, hey, I would like this, I would like this, I would like to contribute as well. To getting some stuff.
As long as I can jump in the castle in your backyard, then it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what would be cool? So in OCH Simple Firewall, when you're using those existing lists of IPs that are maintained somewhere for known bots. Is there? Because when you find a bot that is using an IP, it'd be great to be able to report it to that group right away as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm not sure how if that's if I haven't looked into that.
Okay.
If that's possible.
I should actually find out how to add something to that list, anyways. Is it just a community maintaining that? You just log on and say this was the bot, or?
It's a community, but it's also taking from Bot Scout, from Stop Forum Spam.
Okay.
So the big companies, Clean Talk. It has an IP set from Clean Talk, and those are maintained.
Yeah. So how do you add an IP to one of those?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ivor just posted here: blocking IPs does not help with the distributed attack. Yeah, that's the. We're just mostly talking about bot spam right now.
This is about access. Well, what I do on my own setup is, because I have a VPS. Mm-hmm. On that VPS, I have a service running, fail to ban, it is called. And what it does is it will monitor your log files. And then you can configure fail to ban. If in this log file, in this OCH simple firewall log file, one IP address is blocked 3 times in 10 minutes, for example, or 3 times in an hour, then you add it to the hardware firewall.
Yeah, that's great.
So then it will never reach Apache, it will never reach your Joomla site, and they are banned for the time that you've configured it.
Yeah, that would be great. I have CSF on my firewall on my in my WHM. That would be a great feature to have, because then you'd be blocking it for everyone. I mean,
on a lower level. Yeah. Then you block it before there is load.
There's a new domain out, .cyu. I've seen it advertised, and I think it's just I don't know if it's a Hotmail startup or whatever, not a Hotmail-like startup, but they're talking about this email address to have or whatever. Well, let me tell you, I'm getting a lot of spam I see on the server to all of my clients from .c, .cyu. I go to the mail queue on the server and I just search for .cyu, and I end up deleting 200 or 300 that are just sitting there. So
Yeah.
I've not. I mean, I don't want to just block .cyu because maybe someone's going to use it for legitimate purposes. So I mean, with being a web host, I can't just decide for all my clients, oh, you are not allowed to have any mail from .cyu.
Yeah. Well, not for receiving mails, but for registering with fake mail accounts or disposable mail accounts. For that, I actually have a plugin.
Okay.
Which will, when somebody registers on my site, or registers for the newsletter on another site, then before creating that user, it will ask my server, this domain, is this a known disposable email address domain? Because it prevents people from registering, downloading the free stuff, and then you'll never be able to contact again because it was a disposable email address. And that works great. I've configured it that if somebody tries to do that I get an email, and I always enjoy those emails. 3 in a row, and then they give up, and then you see the same IP address with a real email account, and I say, okay, now I really know who you are.
That's fun. Now, does that tie into Konina in any way?
Yeah, because Konina utilizes Joomla accounts.
Okay.
Yeah. The plugin is called OCH Stop DMR.
Okay, let's see here.
And I have a database of more than 100,000 disposable email domain names. And if it's not in there, then I'll do via multiple API calls to service providers who check as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at it here on the screen here. So, do you even oh, I found a typo there. Do you ever feel disappointed when people register time to stop?
Is there a typo?
Yeah, in the first bit it says, do you even instead of do you ever feel?
Okay.
So it checks against this database of fake emails and disposable mail domains, eh? Cool.
Yeah. It's really simple.
Ah. Well.
I've created that when I started to give free extensions, but not just here you have my extension, goodbye, but I'm trying to run a business, so I want to collect user accounts or email addresses.
Yeah. Cool.
So that I can send a newsletter. And then you send a newsletter and then it bounces and said, this domain doesn't exist. I said, shoot, what's this? And that happens a lot, especially in open source.
Yeah.
Because people are worried because of privacy, etc.
And the bounce messages can affect your domain reputation because if you're sending to too many addresses that are bouncing, then it's not.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. So, all right.
But they don't care.
No, they don't care.
They have the extension or the ebook or whatever you're giving away.
Yeah. Good to know. All right. Well, everybody check out all those other extensions that are there now that you have a profile.
I fixed the typo.
Oh, look at that. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much. Ivor says I can adjust bounces in CSF. Yeah, I'll have to check that. Ivor, shoot me an email or something on Facebook just to tell me where that setting is. That'll be good. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much, Ruud, for coming on.
Yeah.
I hope that you had multiples of people signing up on that.
I haven't checked yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, so don't you hang up, Rude, but I'm going to say bye to everybody, and then we'll continue to talk about just a couple things after. But let's see. How does this work with I'm going to pin this video here.
Tim Davis is online.
I am. I'm logged in there. Bretzi says, thanks for this. In chat, that's Bjorn. Let's see. Unpin video. There we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning and in the middle, but hey, what the heck? We're all use computers. We know that's what it's doing. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support of this channel. Don't forget, Rude, how long is that coupon going to work for?
Yeah, we said as long as the live stream was on.
Okay. Snooze, you lose. Yeah. All right.
And I did my best to prolongate it.
Yeah, it went on for a long time. So okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
I'll keep it on for yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that up to you.
What would be a good time?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. It's great. It would be great for more promotion. We'll leave it on for. We'll talk about that after, and we can send out a tweet.
Yeah.
And then that will help out with people too. So Ivor says he's already used it. Chuck says thanks. Bjorn's used it. Yeah, so that's great. Well, okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Let me just find my controls here for wrapping this whole thing up. Oh, Chuck didn't get an email. What's that mean, Chuck? Is that from trying to register? Oh, the registration. All right, we'll.
Yeah, we'll check that.
Okay, we'll check that. We'll check that out offline. We'll make sure it all works out for you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Let me just find my button here for wrapping things up, and yeah. All right, so who knows what'll happen next Maintenance Monday? Who knows? Tune in to say, hey, I might have my new glasses by then. They were not here today, so like I mentioned the other day. But Rude, thanks for coming on the stream here. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. And listen, when you see the tweet that goes out updating whatever's happening with the coupon code or whatever, make sure you share it around or Facebook or whatever, so people can take advantage of it and get in on this. Yeah, you have a great weekend too, Chuck. Yeah, so I hope everything is well where you, wherever you are, be it morning, afternoon, or evening, or even tomorrow. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.